Okay, happy. What day of the week is it? Happy Thursday. had to think for that for a second. I'm experiencing a tremendous migraine right now. So, I got all the lights very much dimmed right now in my work office. I got my computer on super low. And my spare monitor is also dimmed as well too. So, yes, I very much wish it was already, Happy Friday because I can definitely use, tomorrow to come very quickly. But in today's video, we're going to be talking about a variety of different things. We're going to be talking about one Meta. We're going to be talking about SoFi. And, we're going to be talking a little bit about 2018, which I mentioned in yesterday's video. If you are enjoying this content, please definitely drop a like. And if you want to see future content, I'm trying to make a video per day. Definitely go ahead and subscribe for more content. And follow me on X also, which is Trojan Bull 17. Probably going to make a little logo relatively soon on my X account. But let's dive right into it. Straight up, Meta. Okay. Meta is a phenomenal company. I have owned this stock. I honestly should just really be a long-term shareholder. I've really been 2023, 24. I was very much into swing trading, also day trading. Now I'm into more so just investing, getting back to being a long shareholder. But I mean, if I see a good trade, I'm definitely going to take it. But I have owned Meta in the 300s, in the 400s, the 500s. I've never lost money on this stock. And they beat, I mean, every single quarter. It just comes back and they just crush. So what happened this quarter for Meta? Because as a long-term investor on this stock, I mean, you're talking, if you go back on a 1 year time frame, or beginning of 2000, yeah, so this stock has doubled up in over a year and a half. It's a great stock in my opinion. I honestly wish that I got into the stock market many years ago, but I ended up entering the stock market in 2020. This stock, when it was Facebook, would definitely been on my priority. But as you pretty much see, they have pretty much came in earnings after earnings after earnings after earnings. Yeah, there have been some earnings that have been a little off, a little wonky. But the thing about their earnings that a lot of people right now are really just like wigging out over is pretty much what Mark said about they're going to be more aggressive in their AI spending. There's a lot of, I don't want to say, no, it pretty much is very much negative sentiment around a lot of companies now really still being aggressive into AI because a lot of people are looking at AI as pretty much like a gigantic bubble. So therefore, if AI in theory is a gigantic bubble, why would a company be funneling more money into it? Well, if you want my honest opinion, I don't believe what Mark is doing is stupid. He has gotten criticized before, especially when he bought Instagram and when he bought WhatsApp. Very soon, we're going to be able to actually make money on WhatsApp like people are able to make money on Instagram. It's crazy. So I really think this just spooked out a lot of investors. And I mean, let's face reality. If you had bought this stock, which I actually owned a couple shares, I believe I owned 5 shares, little over like $2,500 dollar position, and I bought around here, and I ended up selling when we actually ended up pretty much from Liberation Day. We had a inverse head and shoulders, beautiful inverse head and shoulders in the stock. Inverse head and shoulders, bullish. I ended up selling around this period in July. To be honest, I really said to myself, oh crap, I really should have held. But you want to know what? I ended up selling, I believe, honestly, it was a little over $700. I ended up cashing out on some shares. So right now, the stock is trading lower than what I sold it for a few months ago. So I'm very happy in the short trade that I made. Now, do I believe Meta is going all the way down to Liberation Day lows? If it does, Houston, we got a problem. Because that means that oh boy, hang on. Let me look at the technicals on the daily for Meta, because there is some hanky panky business going on. Holy bananas! Now I can understand why a lot of people are freaking out. I didn't even look at this. Holy moly! Yeah, so Meta has definitely broken the 200-day moving average on the daily time frame. From a technical standpoint, this really does not look like the best. If we go ahead and pull up, like, let's say, Palantir, I believe Palantir is still very much beautiful. Yeah, Palantir is still very much beautiful. Very much beautiful. SoFi, I don't even know why I'm pulling up here. I already have SoFi. Beautiful, beautiful, right? So Meta, I didn't even realize, I honestly didn't even look at this before turning on my recorder. I only looked at the Keltner channel. Okay, Houston, we have a big problem. We are in free range mode, and basically pretty much we need to bounce off previous areas of support. So right now, a strong area of support is around here, which will be in the $600 range. Low sixes. A lot of people are probably picking up Meta shares, to be honest. I have not opened a position in Meta because I'm just very cash heavy right now because I have a 2018 mentality going. But if we go past the 600s, I mean, we could experience a lot of pain in Meta. So the market right now is taking a drag. Powell yesterday did give us a rate cut, but he was very hawkish overall. Pretty much we are in unknown territory about December because we need the government to reopen. And once the government goes ahead and reopens, then we can look at more data. And to be honest, in my personal opinion, I'm not a financial advisor. I think it's going to be really bad. And I've been telling a lot of people this now for the last month, is that this government shutdown is probably going to be the one that's going to break the back of people. And what I mean by this is that a lot of government shutdowns don't even get attention anymore. This is going to be the one that's going to break it. And what's going to happen is that this government shutdown is probably going to last maybe for another month or so. If we do not get a rate cut in December because the Fed comes out and says we don't have data that we need, so we're going to hold rates, the market is going to throw a hissy fit, but the market is going to also, come back. But then once the government reopens and let's say unemployment there's something very wrong in the labor market, it's gone even worse of worse, the Democrats are going to be blamed by the Republicans. The Republicans are going to be blamed by the Democrats. The Fed is going to just blame the current administration, probably not blame the Democrats, or maybe they will. Everyone's going to be blaming everyone, and honestly, we could very well dip and say, so that is my prediction. I believe that a 2018 scenario is coming, which is why I am very cash heavy. Now, this is what my opinion is. Don't try to replicate me. Do your own due diligence. For the love of God, please. The last thing I need is angry people on the internet. I already have enough problems. I just got over some health problems because I was eating too much damn sugar. And also drinking a lot of alcohol too. I've been without alcohol for going on almost a year now. Next month, November 22nd, will be 1 year. Feel utterly amazing. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. So amazing. Just sipping on some coffee right now. Okay, so anyways, I truly believe it's going to be another 2018. And if we go back on the SPY to 2018, I was not in the stock market, but I was actually doing my undergrad at the time. I'm a marketing major. I was actually doing my undergrad, and I knew all about what was going on because I was covering it in I believe it was managerial economics, financial or managerial. I honestly can't remember. But my professor had us covering pretty much the trade wars. The first year of Donald Trump, he didn't do anything trade wars related. 2018 was trade war year. This year, we got trade war straight off the bat. Okay, we got the Rona crash. 2018, here we go. This sell-off was, from what I heard, devastating. It was unbelievable. Earlier in 2018, you got the crash, and we were on the SPY. And you guys got to remember, crashes back during this period of 11% were a big deal. And one of the reasons why is because of the psychological value. The SPY back during this period was 280, approaching 300, and it fell to the mid twos. That's a big psychological move of 11%. And the reason why is because, or rather, I lost for words right now. What I'm trying to say is that the SPY right now is nearly double. Actually, it's more than double. It's nearly 2.5. Maybe not 2.5. Yeah, did I mention I'm a marketing major, not a math major? The SPY is doubled up. So if the SPY went down by 11%, psychologically, that's a bigger number to go down. It sinks in people's brains. But there was a lot of pain during this time frame. Now, you basically pretty much, during the end of the year, you had even more pain. During the end of the year, from the beginning of October, 20%. So at the end of the year, it was more nasty than at the beginning of the year. So the beginning of the year was, let's say, keep the numbers simple, 10%. At the end of the year, 20%. So we go ahead and come to this year. This beginning of the year was even more nasty. This beginning of the year was, let's go ahead and round it up, 20%. 20% on Liberation Day. This year was more aggressive of a drop than 2018. A lot of it also has to do with the psychological stuff around numbers. We were very much in the 600s, not the 300s for SPY. And people get very scary when they're around large numbers. Yes, it is. People don't like it when big stock numbers go down significantly. They wig out. That's why so many companies like Tesla, Amazon, Nvidia. I don't know if Meta has done one yet, but they're going to probably do it in the future once they reach $1,000. They do a stock split, not reverse stock split like scumbag companies in the penny stock realm does. They do reverse, they do forward stock splits. A forward stock split is very different. It splits the stock in a healthy manner, not a unhealthy manner. So therefore, imagine you have a bigger number just going down and down and down, like Liberation Day. 600 all the way down to like 479. People freak out. People were freaking out earlier this year. Coffee, cheers. And now people are very much like calmer. So if this went down by 20%, what the hell can happen now with SPY? Can we go down by 10%? Can we go down by 30%? I mean, is it unrealistic to go down by 30%? No, that would be a full-blown crash. That would be an epic buying opportunity across the board. Do I believe that going down 30% will happen? To be honest, I got to be realistic here. I believe that we're going to get something, but I don't believe it's going to be that bad. And the reason being is because the Federal Reserve is going to step in, print a shit ton of money. There is so much money on the sidelines. My friends are heavy. I got a family member who is cash heavy. I'm cash heavy. When I say cash heavy, I mean like if you add up all of my invested capital, about half of my portfolios right now is cash. Very cash heavy. Like, I'm talking like near 6-figure cash heavy. It's ridiculous right now. The amount of cash that I'm sitting on. And I'm also not even counting cash like in my checking and saving account. So, very cash heavy. Any type of major dip is going to be bought. It would be awesome if we do get a correction. And if we get like a 10% correction, that's awesome. I mean, it's going to suck for people thinking it's the end of the world and people selling out entirely. You got to do your research. But if you are in good companies like Meta, SoFi, Palantir, Robinhood, we're going to cover more on this channel. Being in great companies, even Nvidia, buying a dip opportunity is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be utterly, utterly, utterly phenomenal. So if the SPY goes down by, let's say, half of what it did earlier this year, let's say we get a nice correction of what the market is saying, where can SoFi go down? Well, if SoFi went down earlier this year, let's go ahead and say, from a technical standpoint, earlier this year, SoFi went down by, oh Lord, 50%. So let's say SoFi is going to go down by 25%. 25%. Let's go ahead, move my little dinghy over here. Say SoFi goes down to 25%. Well, ironically, if we do pull back to the $27 range, which right now a lot of market makers are pricing in on a bearish standpoint by options, bastardos. But if we do pull back, let's say 25%, that is not, I mean, that's going to be what I was talking about yesterday, around like a $20 level. And ironically, there is a lot of support on SoFi in the $20 level range. On my Webull account, my average is $12.78. I have yet to show my main profile. I will probably sometime next week. But on my Webull account, holding a very much decent amount of nice, juicy shares over here. Where are you, Webull? Come on, Webull. Come on. There we go. SoFi Technologies. There we go. So, on my Webull account, very much happy with my $12 average here. But here's the catch. On my Webull account, I would average up. On my Robinhood account, my main account, I got average in the 7s. I'm not going to average up. But on my Webull account, I definitely will be averaging up, buying shares. Because over the next year, SoFi is going to double up. So, yes, SoFi could easily go from $20 if we hit it to $40. And I might be experimenting with some options. I'm not an option guru. Short-term options, I've lost money on before. As for leaps, they are extremely powerful. So I might cover some stuff around there, but to be honest, I'm not 100% expert. I'm an expert, or I want to say a moderate expert. I'm not like a master. I'm good at day trading, good at swing trading, long-term investing. I'm also really good at. And, yeah, I mean, if SoFi drops to that $20 range, oh yeah, definitely gonna be picking up shares. If you are a SoFi bull, there is no reason not to be. Now for Meta, would I be buying Meta if they end up going down? Let's say, I mean, they're practically already almost here, which is just, oh man, it's tempting. They are almost in this consolidation period. I absolutely despise Meta. You're 666. I think I actually bought Meta one time when they were at 666. I'm not sorry. I'm a man of faith. You got to go one way or the other, Meta. You got to either go up or go down. Get out of that number range. If Meta does take a nosedive, oh, absolutely. I definitely see. But you see, here's the weird thing also too. If a liberation day, if a crash like 2018 happens again, Meta may not go all the way down. Meta may be already crashed in a way. And you see that with a lot of stocks. A lot of stocks out there, what ends up happening is they will go ahead and go down for a different reason, but during a crash, they're just going to remain like stagnant. So a lot of people can look at Meta and be like, well, the stock market's crashing. Meta is maybe already affected. Or I could be entirely wrong. Meta could also go down another 10%. Either way, if Meta goes down another 10%, me personally, I'm being a buyer. And would I hold Meta long term from that position? I would probably, as long as they come back on future earnings, then the answer is yes. But I mean, if they're gonna keep, Meta, it's going to be harder and harder for Meta to double up. And there's a lot of growth companies that you can double up a lot easier. Now, as for Nvidia, I've been in and out of Nvidia over the last couple years repeatedly. Nvidia is another moneymaker. I have not lost money with Nvidia. I actually know people that did lose money with Nvidia because they did options, very risky options. Nvidia, if they go ahead and get hit, they got hit by 46%. I actually had some Nvidia. I don't have any more Nvidia shares, but I had Nvidia shares around this area. I was buying Nvidia shares below 100. I was buying Nvidia shares in the mid 120s, and I ended up selling Nvidia back it's end of July. I honestly said to myself, I pretty much sold out like too early and stuff. But now thinking about it, I really don't believe that. I'm very, very content because if this year does play out of 2018, it's maybe July was like a good time to really cash out. I honestly don't know. But either way, if Nvidia does get a 40%, Nvidia does drop to the 50-day moving average, oh, absolutely. I will definitely be a buyer in Nvidia. I'm rambling on right now more than I really need to, but overall, just really wanted to talk about the overall market a little bit. Talk about Meta. Talk about SoFi. Like I said, SoFi is going to trace pretty much the market right now, and it's going to trace rate decisions. But I mean, the management on SoFi is a kick-ass management, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. So I'm very happy with this one. All right, new video probably tomorrow. Please like this, subscribe, and later.